This is SafeWord It.
This is a SafeWord exclusive.
Here to have some fun and talk some kink.
We're here to make Josh as uncomfortable as we possibly can. Tell people how they can find
So
you.
on Instagram, it's justjoshing.vo, and then my website is joshlwilliams.com.
This is a SafeWord exclusive.
What's going on, everybody? This is SafeWord, a platform for teaching, learning, and opening the eyes of our audience to the world of kink, BDSM, and relationships. I am your host, Kane Marcos.
And I am your other host, Aurora Storm.
And I am your co-host, Callista Fury.
And I'm the other co-host, Knight Wagner.
So what are we talking about today? Well, have you been listening? Have you been listening? Like all month, have you been listening? Because we got a good one for you tonight. Mr. Josh is with us.
Good, folks.
But first, as always, right now is your chance. Hit that like and subscribe button for more content on kink, BDSM, and relationships.
All right. So this is SafeWord. And here on SafeWord, we have a safe word of the day. We are going to use this safe word anytime the topic gets too hot, too heavy, or hey, you just want someone to shut the heck up. All right. So the safe word tonight is bass, in honor of the voice that you've been hearing all month long. Okay. So anytime you want that conversation to stop, say the word bass. Also, if you're not stopping, make sure that you throw up a hand signal so the people just shut up. Just shut up. All right. But first and foremost, we need to say hello to our A1 since day one because he rocks with us on everything. All right. So crew, can we say hello to our fan favorite? Hey, Roy.
Roy.
And tonight we do not have kink news. All right.
What?
Well, I know, because we just got to get into the nitty gritty here. We got a guest, a star, just somebody that just needs to be heard. So we got to give him room and opportunity to be heard. So today we are interviewing my very good friend, Mr. Josh, and I'm sure we all have a lot of questions for him. So, but first, let's just let him introduce himself. So please tell me about yourself and what are you about? Who are you? Let the people know.
He plays for the Red Sox, is what you're saying.
All right. Uh-huh.
So this would be the White Sox, my brother. Man, we're going to start off that way.
Wait. I'm from New York. I get it mixed up.
Chicago.
Chicago.
The Windy City. What's good people? I appreciate y'all having me on today. I really do.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Josh, Just Joshing, owner of Just Joshing. I'm a voiceover actor. I've been doing it for a long time. Grew up singing and kind of made the transition in adulthood to continue putting the voice to work, and I absolutely love it. So I'm born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska, like a couple of other folks that we know here, a couple other Alaska heads. So born and raised in AK. I moved here to currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. Been here for 23 years.
Hey.
Yeah, so I call this home. So first and foremost, I'm a dad. I have a 15-year-old daughter. That's my world. That's my homie. And she's getting into the voiceover thing too. And
Hey.
That's what's up. That is what's up.
Yeah, she was really cool. She's been writing like some comic books, things like that. So we're gonna put some voices and words to that, do the little anime thing to it.
Oh, cool.
Black girl power is her whole design and everything like that. So very, very cool stuff. So
that is very cool.
Yeah, that's my heart. But that's me in a nutshell. Obviously I'm from Alaska, so I'm a outdoorsy guy, and here to have some fun and talk some kink.
We're here to make Josh as uncomfortable as we possibly can. Okay?
Well, we know how it was in Alaska. Cold, wintry nights that last a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We know what you're doing in them cold winter months. Don't try and play us.
Yeah, that's how we keep warm.
Right, exactly. So real quick, tell people how they can find you. Where can people find you at right now? Like, how can they reach out?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Instagram, it's justjoshing.vo. And then my website is joshlwilliams.com. That's joshlwilliams.com.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask you a very basic question to kick this off. We're going to ease you into this, all right? We're going to do a little foreplay and just kind of ease you into this, all right? So I want to know, I want to know what a day in the life of Josh is. I mean, what's your routine like? How do you prepare for your vocal work? Because you said you do vocal acting. So, I mean, tell people what is that? And how do you prepare for that?
I hope y'all got your pillows. I don't want to bore you too much, but honestly, I'm sure that the four of you can totally relate because it's the same things that you guys have to do to prepare to be on a show like this. And it's not just what you do right before you go into the booth. It's your lifestyle, right?
Right.
It's what you eat, what you drink, it's what you don't eat and drink.
Yeah.
It's smoking. It's making sure you get enough sleep. Enough rest. All of those things matter. It's training your voice is a muscle. So the same way you have to go to the gym and train those muscles, you have to train your vocals. It's making sure that you give your voice enough rest throughout the day. And specifically for me, obviously, like everybody, right? Even yourself, or you wake up in the morning, you might sound a little,
I'm raspy. I can
right?
it's cool.
So speaking about training, take us back a little bit. Now you kind of strike me as someone that might have been like a high school jock or something and kind of a bit of a ladies killer. Is that you?
Guilty.
So like, what were you? Were you like the nerd, the jock? Are you a mixture of all of them? What we're looking at here?
No, real talk. I was a mixture of all of them. So I was a nerd. I was a thespian. I did a play every year of high school. I was in I was in band. I was in choir. I had a singing group throughout high school. I played football. I ran track. I wrestled. I played baseball. So, and I was the bully's bully as well because I was.
Nice.
So let me explain that. I was cool with everybody. So whomever I was cool with, you come from my orchestra folk or you come from my band folk, I'm coming for you.
Yep. It's very together.
Like a hired hitman.
not literally, but it just meant it didn't matter who it was.
Twice.
I might have gone down. But no, all of the above. But I'm very much an introvert. Well, I guess a better word would be an ambivert because, most of the time I'm introverted, but if I'm in my comfort zone, then I can step out. Right. So I kind of straddle that.
So what made you want to do this kind of work? What made you get into voiceover?
So it's like overnight, my voice kind of transitioned from.
Wait, hold on.
You are making every man jealous right now. What?
You go from like squeak one day to next day to this? Come on now.
I shit you not. So literally people would call the house and they would mistake me for my older sister. Then the next day they call and they're mistaking me for my dad. My voice now is deeper than my dad's was, but at the time, not so much. And it literally, not completely overnight. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but probably the transition between my 8th grade and freshman year, because freshman year is really when I started singing. That's when my group started. I was only freshman bass in the choir. So literally it was from 8th grade when I went through puberty, like Kane was saying earlier, it changed like that. That's when I kind of realized that, obviously people, it doesn't go unnoticed. It was really, really hard trying to call a girl in high school. Like, hi, may I please speak with someone? Like, who this grown ass man?
Who are you talking to?
Right, sir, I'm 14, I swear.
That sounded like a 50-year-old man.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of reminds me of that scene in Bad Boys.
Yes.
Is it Bad Boys too?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, hell no, you're 30. Like,
you're right.
So we touched a little bit about what you do for like a living. What does your day-to-day look like? What's your day job?
Oh, so day job. Yeah, exactly. y'all heard of 7 years a slave. I'm about 23 years a slave at this point. I've been with the company so long. But so I work in telecommunications. I work for one of the the big cell phone companies, and my day-to-day job is I manage teams overseas. I have a team that I manage in Guatemala, and I have a team that I manage over in the Philippines. We handle tech support, and so I spend a lot of my time throughout the year, traveling overseas there. And
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
So
my bad. I did the hand wave, so I thought that you were talking and it didn't cut out. I couldn't hear you.
No, that was
Okay.
So you're telling me, because I'm the non-tech savvy person of the group. So you're telling me that I need to really make good friends with you so that way I can hey, shoot you a message. I'm having this problem. You'd be able to fix it?
I can find somebody who could.
Find somebody. I have a
I
feeling the
control
kind of telecom is a bit more advanced. I actually used to work in telecom myself, which is funny. It's a small world for a company that has a big globe as a logo.
Okay, yep, I know that one.
And so we were doing we're doing PBX installs. Man, it's interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Funny
yeah,
that.
absolutely doing a PBX. So I used to be, not to go too deep into the nerd world, right? But speaking on data, speaking of PBXs, I used to do in building coverage, so base stations, feeders, things of that nature. So yeah, strong tech background in TCOM, and so that's what I do. That's 9 to 5. That allows me the ability and flexibility.
Yeah. Completely different from what you're pursuing now. That's just complete different work.
Well, I mean, he's probably got to talk on the phone too.
But my question is, do you like your day job? Like, is that something that you like to do? I mean, or is it just paying the bills?
I absolutely love my team. I love the people that I work with. I love being a leader. And it was something for a long time that I kind of did behind the scenes. I'm all right, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to go home and I'm going to work on my own personal businesses and other things. But from being in those roles and having different leaders, I'm like, no, I want to become a leader so that I can lead people the way that I would want to be led. And that's a big part of, what I do is being able to help other people harness, their skills and their abilities and to step out of their comfort zone. Because everything that I do, the voiceover stuff, is not my comfort zone. It's something that I've learned that I'm good at, but performing, once upon a time and talking in front of people is not my comfort zone. So I like to, this is not my comfort zone.
You started singing. Now you're not talking singing in the shower. You're talking singing in front of people.
100. Yep. Mm-hmm. Singing in front of people. And it's funny, the way that the first time I sang in front of people is a really funny story. Can I kind of go off and tell the story? So I would sing in the shower, like you said. And freshman year I played football. I was at the varsity game. I was at the game and I saw this cat. He was standing behind the bleachers and he was singing, I think it was Jodeci, Come and Talk to Me. And he was singing it to this little group of girls. I didn't know this cat from anybody, right? And I walked up to him and I started singing with him. I started singing the next verse. I never sang in front of people to this day. Long story short, I was the best man at his wedding. He married me. We've been best friends ever since. And we started a group, and that was a group that we had throughout high school. The name of the group we went by GAH, which was Gentlemen at Heart. So very 90s, right? We didn't look like gentlemen. Leather jacket.
If you ever saw Tony Tone back in the day, that was that group, and they had groupies. Okay, they had groupies.
I believe it.
Hey, yeah, I definitely believe it. Had I been out there, I would have been a groupie.
I think I heard of that group name because at the high school that I went at, there was
Gavin, yeah. Not to throw out names, my bad, but yeah.
Look at that.
All right, so we've mentioned a little bit about what your day to day looks like and everything, and doing voiceover work. Quick question: have you done anything what have you accomplished in the voiceover field? Like anything that anybody would recognize or notice, or like, were you an extra in like a popular children's cartoon? Have you done voiceover work for anything that's been put out lately? What's something that somebody would recognize you from or know you by?
So I've done, and I'm not sure what all I can say, like brands and things of that nature.
Right.
But I've done commercials for a specific grill that everybody's familiar with. For all the work you put in to make it a perfect barbecue, there's one grill that's engineered and designed with your kind of passion.
That's
Yo.
That's funny. I did not know that was you, and I've heard that. That's hilarious.
Yo. So that's one. It starts with a W. But mainly I've done like training videos, do a lot of that. I've done some audio books, but more around tutorials, kind of dry eyes type stuff. It's not the stuff I love, but it's paying gigs, and it gets you, gets you work. It gets you,
get your foot in the door.
Yep.
It gets your foot in the door, and reading those types of things really broadens your, for lack of a better term, your palate, if you will.
Yeah,
being
for
able
sure.
to get certain words and being able to flow off of it. So jobs like that. I've done other some small commercials and things like that, radio hits, stuff like that. I've done a children's book. So yeah, I try to get myself out there. There's I won't say there's anything that I won't do, but there are things that I won't do, right? But I have to be faced with it. Sure. Anything that would be like degrading or, negative, or would hurt anybody, that type of stuff I wouldn't do. But I've dabbled in, trying to do a lot of different stuff, especially early on, to figure out where do I fit in.
Mm. Perfect.
Nice. So what would you say is like your ultimate goal as far as doing voiceover work? Like, what would be the dream role for you in this industry?
Man, let's do a Lion King 3. Is there already a Lion King 3?
Yes. Yes. You need to be Mufasa.
No, bring back Scar.
Right. Yeah, you can make a good Scar too, yo. For real.
Yeah, for sure. It's stuff like that. I want to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be Disney, but I want to do character. I want to try my hand at being a bad guy. At being the good guy. I want that. That's legacy, right? Because that's always going to be around. My daughter's kids will be able to put that on and say that's Pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah, I want to do that. I want to make this, what I do, 9 to 5. I enjoy it. It's a lot of work. Like you guys can, truly relate. But yeah, I want to do stuff like that. I want to write my own book and read that and do that. I want to give a voice to, when somebody's like, I need to hear this a certain way. Can you be that voice? And it may not be this voice that I'm talking with right now. And that's what I love about voiceover is that, I can adjust that
to match.
Yeah.
Whatever's
Like I said,
needed.
man, I can listen to you read tax law, like your voice.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can read any book you want or any lines, you send them my way and
Fill
I'll
out
give you
form
some feedback.
380B, subsection F.
Yes, I've done an IVR, like a phone system when you call into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's like y'all are gonna make me blush, man. If I couldn't, I would.
So when you went from when you didn't obviously start in voiceover, you probably had other plans, like you were going to be a dentist or get into finance, and then probably there was a job or something. Where did you get your first? What was the first moment where you were like, oh, you know what, I could do this? Holy cow!
So it sounds really silly. So right after high school, well, actually during high school, I had a couple. Like I would do the intercom in the morning or announcements.
Yep.
Things like that. But there was like a run where people were asking me to do their voicemail message.
I can see that happening.
Y'all remember?
Yeah.
I'm clearly dating myself, right?
No, I'm laughing because
Yeah, this one over here. This one over here.
what we did, my friend and I in Alaska. This was our thing. We had every like couple weeks, we would update our voicemail messages, and people would call in just to hear it.
He would call just to listen to it. And yeah, no joke. Like I'm gonna have him do it for you real quick. Just come on, give me a little taste. Give it. We're not home to get the phone. Leaving your number at the tone. Come on.
That was it. That was it. We had this thing. I mean,
y'all were doing jingles.
Yeah, we were doing jingles. We had, the thing is, like, we had a ridiculous rap that I still use to this day. People don't even realize. I'm like, when I reference it, like I said, don't fake the funk on a wicked dunk, because when I slam dunk the funk, it ain't junk. That was like ridiculous nonsense.
Love it. So that was really when I was like, all right, maybe there's something to this. And ironically, it sounds corny, but it helped too, because I had like a couple of homegirls and even female family members who lived alone. They'd be like, hey, can you do my voicemail? That way they know that there's a dude here, or they think that there's a dude here. Right. So it was double beneficial. So that's where I realized that my voice could, benefit. I could do something, with it. And I just never paid that much attention to it. I really tried to push it, because it was my voice. And then we had the Allstate guy, and you had James Earl. But I was trying to, to your question about the direction I was trying to go, I was focused on sports and it was, I was focused on trying to be a singer and do that. And when I moved here to Atlanta in 2000, my defense, literally 2000 was like the death of the R&B group. Name an R&B group that has come out since 2000.
There hasn't been. The R&B's dead. So is neo soul. I mean, all the good music is just gone.
Seriously, rack your brain. Name one R&B group, male R&B group, that has come out since the year 2000 that was successful. Now,
successful, not just sitting on a back burner.
Not one song.
The industry looked like the industry passed on that.
Yeah, it did. It totally changed.
2000?
But B2K wasn't like an R&B group. They were more like, I don't know, it was like a pop fusion type thing.
No, that's a completely
It is, but weren't they too right around that? They were like right at that.
In there, yeah. They were like 2001, I think, or 2002 is when that group came out.
Wasn't that?
Almost positive. Yeah.
But like a 112,
nothing.
Or Boys to Men, like we don't have harmonies no more, none of that. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, now it's just like, what's his name? Sharan and those cats. Ed Sheeran, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So
you had a few already famous artists who would do collabs and get together, but no new group, really came out. So the whole industry kind of changed. And ironically, my brother and one of the guys that was in my group at the time that I moved down here with, they have a rock band, a rock cover band. My voice doesn't really translate.
Yeah. No, I can't see you like
to doing a framing Henley or a 5-finger death punch. My voice doesn't really
doesn't work with that. So I told you that I was easing you into this interview here. So I'm still easing you in. Just we've taken off the glove. All right. So, but we're gonna open up with something really easy. So how sexually open are you? Expressive are you? Are you comfortable speaking about sex?
Are you wearing pants on this call right now?
Right. Are you wearing pants on this call?
I am indeed. We won't put that to the test.
We just lost half our female viewers. Thank you, Knight. Thank you.
Oh man, I should have been my fault, man. My fault. So, real talk. I want to say, yeah, I'm open, but real talk, it depends on how you catch me, like anybody, right?
Right.
It depends on where you catch me and when. But yeah, I can be very open, and sometimes the introvert in me makes me shy.
Okay. Right,
but would you consider yourself more conservative or more liberal in your leaning?
More liberal.
More liberal?
Yeah.
Okay.
More liberal.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's got to be a right moment, right place, right time type of a deal. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Exactly.
So speaking on that, and since the kink of the month is ASMR and Auralism, You know that your voice could possibly be a turn on and a fetish for some people.
Is it arrogant to say yeah?
It's arrogant to say yeah.
He figured that out in high school.
Gotta like that.